All right, next, we're going to talk about magnesium benefits for heart health, performance, and sleep. Again, this is by Ethan Bolt. So let's go into it and why I feel that magnesium is so important. You don't realize how important magnesium is and how deficient we are in magnesium, just society as a whole. Now, it is reported that up to 50% of the US population is magnesium deficient, and without sufficient levels, vitamin D cannot be metabolized. Think about that. They work together. So think about it. Half the population is magnesium deficient, just like that. Also, magnesium in the soil is deficient. So you're not getting enough magnesium just when you're getting it from the soil, right? Because remember, magnesium, your body can't make magnesium, right? Magnesium has to come from the soil. You have to take it in. So if we're not getting enough from the soil, you're not taking it in. And if you're eating a bad diet, you're already behind. Keep that in mind. Magnesium, extremely important. It's about 99% of your body's total magnesium stores are in your bones and your muscles and your soft tissue. Okay, while only 1% is actually in the blood. And this is why sometimes you have to be careful when you're measuring magnesium, especially your blood levels of magnesium when you get it, you get your blood panel and let's say they check your magnesium. Sometimes your magnesium level could be fine, but there's actually better tests involved in looking at magnesium, okay? Because there's serum magnesium, there's RBC magnesium. So you have to kind of drill in a little bit deeper to see if you are truly magnesium deficient. And again, I say most people are. Now, again, magnesium is the fourth most abundant mineral in the body, okay? And it's a cofactor to, they're saying at about 300 enzyme reactions. Some people have said 400 or 500. Now they're finding more and more, and there's still more research going into it, but it looks like it's about at least 300 to 400 reactions in the body are needed. All right, they work together with magnesium. If you don't have enough magnesium, your body will probably ration and use it for whatever it needs to keep you alive. Now, again, magnesium is involved in your nerves. It's involved in your muscles, your blood glucose control, your blood pressure regulation. That's just some of the things that it's involved in, okay? It's also involved in DNA synthesis, muscle contraction, protein synthesis, insulin metabolism. This is key for diabetes. This is really key, okay? Nerve transmission and reproduction. So let's go through each one and let's take a look at what it can do. So let's look at some of the magnesium benefits. Number one, it can help alleviate PMS symptoms. Okay, now obviously in PMS women, symptoms can vary, include mood swings, weight gain, cravings, all this type of stuff. As a guy who lives with two women, I can attest to that. But some studies have shown that magnesium may be able to help effectively reduce these symptoms. In one study, a combination of magnesium and vitamin B6 was found to significantly decrease PMS symptoms compared to a control group. Another study published in the Journal of Women's Health showed that 200 milligrams of magnesium daily helped reduce the severity of several PMS symptoms, including weight gain, swelling, bloating, and breast tenderness. For those of you dealing with PMS, check it out. Magnesium, very good for you. Number two, it supports healthy blood pressure and heart health. There was a 2018 review that showed that subclinical magnesium deficiency increases the risk of numerous types of cardiovascular disease, including coronary artery disease and hypertension. Why is that? Because again, magnesium, one of the things it does is it's kind of a relaxant, okay? Right? And it also helps to reduce both systolic and diastolic blood pressure in adults with hypertension. That's what it's shown in many, many studies, okay? And again, it's kind of a natural relaxant in general. So it helps, support good blood pressure. Now, keep in mind that potassium is another important electrolyte for heart health and circulation because it increases the excretion of sodium through the urine, okay? And magnesium and sodium and potassium all have to be in good, in good balance to help keep this system going. Number three, it helps to boost your physical performance. There was a study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition looked at the effects of magnesium on performance in 124 elderly women. After 12 weeks, daily supplementation with magnesium oxide was found to improve physical performance compared to a control group. Another study demonstrated that triathletes were given magnesium supplements for 4 weeks, had improvements in their swimming, cycling, and running time. So those of you who are athletes, magnesium is great for that. Number 4, helps control inflammation. We were just talking about inflammation in the show before, right? A study in 2014, examples, found that both low magnesium intake and low levels in the blood were associated with higher levels of markers of low-grade inflammation, which is believed to be due to increased release of cytokines and free radicals. A study published in the Archives of Medical Research showed that taking magnesium chloride was able to reduce levels of inflammation in 62 adults with pre-diabetes. Good stuff, lowering inflammation. Number 5, may prevent migraines. And I did a show on migraines and headaches in general. So those of you who are interested, go to georgebatista.com. Make sure you type in headaches, migraines. I did a whole show on that. And I actually had Dr. Jeff Crippen on, who also, him and I talked about that as well. That's a great episode. And we talked about, alleviating migraines and what his thoughts on headaches and migraines are. Great episode. So check that out. Now, there was a 2012 study, estimated 14% of American adults reported suffering from migraines in the past 3 months. Low levels of magnesium may contribute to migraines, and some studies have found that supplementation could even reduce migraine frequency. One study measured the effects of magnesium supplementation in 86 children with frequent migraines. Children received either a magnesium oxide supplement or a placebo after 16 weeks, and those who took the supplement had significantly less headache frequency. Good stuff. Number 6, can help normalize blood sugar and protect against metabolic syndrome. This is a big one. What do I talk about on this show? Metabolic flexibility and how to make sure you reduce your incidence of metabolic syndrome, which is, all the stuff put together, right? As far as high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high triglycerides, all those things equate to metabolic syndrome. So how does magnesium help to solve that? Okay. Several studies have linked low magnesium with chronic inflammation and metabolic syndrome. Insulin is the hormone responsible for transporting glucose from the blood to the tissues where it's needed. We've talked about that. If you consistently eat lots of carbs and refined sugar, you will produce more and more insulin as your body tries to keep up with the increased demand. We know that. Well, we also know that magnesium can actually help to make your cells a little more or a little less insulin resistance, a little more sensitive to insulin, help you bring in the blood glucose, help you stabilize blood glucose. Matter of fact, there was one study that followed 4,497 participants for 20 years and uncovered that those with the highest intake of magnesium were 47% less likely to develop diabetes. Magnesium, absolutely imperative for glucose control, insulin control, and keeping yourself out of diabetes. So that's one of the big things, okay? Make sure you're taking enough there. Number 7, fights against depression and anxiety. Those of you who are dealing with that, check it out. There was a study with young adults with the lowest intake of magnesium were found to have an estimated 22% greater risk of developing depression. There was another study that found that magnesium supplementation improved symptoms of both depression and anxiety after just 6 weeks. That's a big one. 6 weeks, okay, of good magnesium supplementation. So that's key. Number 8, can help to enhance sleep quality. Research has shown that there's been a connection between magnesium and sleep. It can help to reduce insomnia. In one study, participants who took supplements experienced reduced insomnia severity. And another study found that supplements containing a mix of magnesium, melatonin, and zinc help to improve sleep quality in residents at a long-term care facility. Now, again, you have to check out which magnesium They do sell magnesiums that are great for this. You can actually take it in powder form. Take it, I would say, an hour before you go to sleep. This way you don't have to run to the bathroom either. But it helps to calm the body, calm the nerves, calm the muscle, help to aid with sleep. So check it out. Magnesium, very good for that. Number 9, plays an important role in metabolism of vitamin D and bone health. It's part of the bone matrix, right? You have vitamin D, you have vitamin K, you have magnesium, and then you have zinc. All these things are involved, okay? Phosphorus, all that is all related to help to make sure that you're getting calcium, okay, into the proper places, making sure the bone mineral matrix is strong. Magnesium plays a crucial role in this, and again, with vitamin D, partnership with vitamin D, so it's all good for that. Number 10, supports healthy cognitive function, okay? There is also a magnesium that's very good for crossing the blood-brain barrier called magnesium threonate. Very good. It's one of the only magnesiums, if not the only magnesium, that helps to cross the blood-brain barrier and has a protective role against excessive excitation and could lead to, that can lead to all kinds of neuronal cell death. Okay, very important. Number 11 may help to curb asthma symptoms. So those of you who are dealing with asthma, check out adding magnesium to support this. Okay, there's growing evidence that magnesium may have a role in managing asthma symptoms in both children and adults, and it's due to dual effects of its anti-inflammatory and bronchodilating effects. Very, very good stuff here, okay? And I would add fish oil on top of that. Magnesium, fish oil both work well if you are dealing with if you are dealing with asthma, okay? Magnesium and fish oil, good stuff there. All right, so I say all that to say this. What are some of the good food sources of magnesium? We have spinach. It's in your leafy greens. You have to remember that magnesium is in the center of the chlorophyll molecule, okay? So you want to make sure you're getting enough of your greens. It contains, as far as eating magnesium, very good for that. Wheat bran is good. Sunflower seeds, black beans, mackerel, cashews, flax seeds, almonds, dark chocolate, all rich in magnesium. And if you're going to get the dark chocolate, by the way, get the higher percentage dark chocolate, 75 to 80%. Very good antioxidant for that as well. Okay. So the average daily intake, or the recommended daily intake of magnesium, around 300 to 320 milligrams per day for women, 400 to 420 for men. Okay. So for, obviously the younger you are, for infants, 30 milligrams. If you're 7 to 12, you're looking at about 75 milligrams. But for overall, once you get adulthood, you're looking at least 400 milligrams. And again, pregnant women, 300 to 360. Women who are breastfeeding, 310 to 320. Okay. Now, I'm going to mention the magnesium forms that I like and the ones you should take a look at. Okay. Because again, some of them are not as absorbable as others, okay? So the ones that are the least absorbable, you're looking at magnesium oxide, right? Is probably the least. You're probably looking at maybe 10% absorption rate in that. Then we can take a look at magnesium carbonate, right? Maybe a little bit more than that, okay? But it's not, again, it's not the best form of magnesium. But I will tell you that, magnesium carbonate is very good if you have, if you are dealing with constipation. Taking in that, that type of magnesium can actually help to kind of give you a little bit more of a loose bowel effect. So that's one of the things, or that's a side effect of taking that type of magnesium if you're taking a lot of it. But if you want to replace your magnesium storage, it's not that great of a form of magnesium, okay? Now, I would also take a look at magnesium glycinate. Magnesium glycinate, fantastic. That's probably, you probably get into the 40 to 50%. Nothing's 100%, by the way, just so you know that. But if you want a high absorbability, you're probably looking at least maybe 40 to 50% magnesium glycinate. Why? Because it's bound to an amino acid called glycine if you get the right supplement. And then what happens? The body takes in the amino acid because it recognizes the amino acid right away, and it takes in the magnesium with it. It's very clever, actually. But, So check out magnesium glycinate. That's one of the best forms if you are deficient in magnesium. It's a great thing. Also take a look at magnesium threonate. Again, another great form of magnesium that's able to cross the blood-brain barrier. Okay, but and there's more forms of the magnesium, but those are the ones that are the most, I would say, the ones that are the most prevalent out there, the ones that you hear a lot about. Now, again, what can happen if you don't have enough magnesium? You're looking at possible side effects of hypertension, right? High blood pressure, kidney and liver damage, migraine headaches, glaucoma, electrolyte imbalances, restless leg syndrome, okay? Worsening of PMS syndromes, insomnia, trouble sleeping, weak bones, eventually leading to osteoporosis. It could be muscle weakness and cramps, all different types of things, including impotence, even tooth problems, tooth cavities, okay, depression, all these types of things. So if you're seeing twitching of muscles, okay, restless leg syndrome, if you're seeing, cognitive issues, if you are seeing, again, frequent headaches, muscle weakness, all these types of things, those are the big ones, big signs of magnesium deficiency. You got to take a look at your diet, see what you're doing, seeing if there's anything that is causing you to be magnesium deficient. Obviously, diet is the big one. Also, if you are on medications, blood pressure medications, if you are on diuretics, right, they strip out your magnesium. So you got to make sure you're putting in a lot more magnesium if you are on those types of medications, okay? But magnesium is key here. It's very key. Again, keep in mind, 50% of the population is deficient. So most of us are deficient. You take two people, one of them is magnesium deficient. And the symptoms may be small, may not be overt symptoms necessarily, but it's something to take a look at, because if magnesium's coming out more and more and you're not replacing it, it could be a big problem. And if you find, another thing, by the way, before I forget, heart palpitations, right? Atrial fibrillation, things to take a look at. Also could be a sign of magnesium deficiency. Big one, okay? So again, things to think about in terms of magnesium, but I would suggest my favorite forms: magnesium glycinate, magnesium threonate, great forms. You could check out Wellness Resources. They have some fantastic magnesium supplements. They have Relax Mag for those of you who want more relaxing form of magnesium. You could also take a look at their Muscle Mag if you want magnesium that is going to help you with sports performance, that's going to help your overall muscles and tissues, okay? Help your nerve health, okay? Now, Relax Mag is not going to make you drowsy during the day, but it will help you if you take it in the evening, calm you, and benefit sleep, okay? So, again, Magnesium Benefits is a great article. Check it out. Read it for yourself, okay? I just picked the highlights on this, but I just wanted to show you how important magnesium really is. And if you get to the point where you are really magnesium deficient, it can really cause major, major chronic issues. So pay attention to magnesium in general. Check out Wellness Resources, myvitaminresource.com for their magnesium supplements. Something to really think about.